this, so bear with me. So I thought being married was hard sometimes. Getting divorced was harder. And then I had to start dating again in my late 40s with a face that looks like this. When I first started dating again, I decided that I should practice. So I would ask random women out. They were usually strangers that I had just met for a brief moment, like a woman who sat down next to me at a movie theater one night. She got a little more than she bargained for. Generally, I was asking out women who I knew would say no. They were more attractive than me, they were taller than me, whatever the case may be. But knowing that they would say no allowed me to just relax a bit and enjoy practicing the conversation. Armed with some new confidence because of that, I asked out a Southwest flight attendant when I was returning to Denver from a work trip. It was during the pandemic and the flight was only half full, so she had plenty of time on her hands. We started to have a conversation at one point, and I summoned the courage to ask her out. Now, I have some advice for those of you who might find yourself in this situation. If you're going to ask out your flight attendant, don't do it at the beginning of a 3-hour flight. Because when she says no, and in my experience she will, the rest of that flight is going to be pretty darn awkward. And you won't get your free drink or pretzels. Dating apps have come in handy. They're great because you can scroll through hundreds of potential dates in just a few minutes on your phone. You can sort those potential dates by age or height or race or any number of other factors. In my case, it's great that I can sort them by age because I'm so terrible at figuring out how old women are. For example, there was a woman I was interested in this hiking group I was a member of. One night I asked her out after a hike and convinced her to have dinner with me, just the two of us. Somewhere in the middle of the conversation, she brought up the JFK assassination. And I started to think that maybe she didn't quite fit in the age range that I had envisioned. She wasn't old enough to have been the second shooter or anything, but she was old enough to have remembered this tragic event. Eventually, I figured out that there was 15 years age difference between the two of us. I was actually closer in age to her adult son, which pretty much ruled out for both of us the chance of any future dates. I am still really good friends with her son, though. So there was another woman in that same group that I was interested in, but I thought she was way too young for me, so I kind of kept my distance. I figured she was like 30 years old. After a few hikes together, she actually asked me out. Turned out she was 45. So clearly, ladies, I have no idea how old any of you are. Another problem with modern dating is ghosting. For those of you not familiar with that, it's when somebody you've been talking to or possibly even been out with just disappears on you and you never hear from them again. It happened to me once with a woman that I dated. We'd been out on 3 dates, and I got a text from her one day that mentioned that she had COVID. So I responded back that, I hope you feel better, and I'll see you when you recover. And I never heard from her again. Oh, wait. I'm sure she's fine. Women have come up with all kinds of reasons not to go out with me, but none of them have ever died just to avoid it. To the single women in the house tonight, do we have any? Got a few. I have to say that I'm off the market. Please try to contain your disappointment. Just this week, my girlfriend and I made quite the commitment to each other, one that will come to fruition in about 9 months. Thank you. I didn't expect you guys to be so excited about us booking a cruise together. Thanks, you've been great.